number one procrastination station.
It's 6 o'clock, time for Compact Disco.
Hello and welcome to this week's instalment of Raw News Insight.
Hello and welcome to Raw Sport.
Your music, your news,
Your sport,
your Raw.
Hello, welcome to the Nature Hour. We're back on 12:51am or radio.worry.ac.uk. I'm Luke Bantock. Usually the presenter is Arthur Daintree, but he cannot make it today, I'm sad to inform. So we've got a guest presenter, Adam Ruskowski. Say hello.
Hello.
Hello. Adam's a bit nervous, so we'll try and ease him in. But even though Arthur's not here, we'll have all the same features that we normally have. So we've got an A to Z of animals for the letter
K.
Okay, thank you, Adam. It's good that you're here anyway. Yeah, so we've got K. We've got a couple of articles each that we've talked about. On the Facebook page, which is The Nature Hour, if you search that on Facebook, you'll see a picture of myself, Arthur, and Bill Oddie that Adam actually did the photoshopping of.
It wasn't. It's not a photo. That's a real photo.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
you
of course.
Just can't remember
It's a real photo. Yeah, that was just that night that I don't remember when Bill Oddie was there. And then
slightly worrying.
Yeah, well, that's what he said. You've thrown me completely, Adam. The Facebook page, The Nature Hour, yeah. And the picture and video are on there. And if you've want to comment on anything we do, or you'd like to add your own video or picture, go on there and just add your own picture or video. And then finally, we've got Nature Articulate, which I've sort of sprung on Adam. Do you want to?
I'm okay with that.
Do you want to be doing the clues, or do you want to be guessing?
Neither.
I can't play on my own, Adam.
I'll guess.
You want to do guessing and I'll do the clues? Okay,
that
cool.
sounds possible.
It sounds very possible. Okay then. So, you can email into the studio. We've already got one email. Where was I? Yeah, emailing on the radio.worry.ac.uk page. Go on that and click on the contact the studio button and then email in with either a song request, ideally a song request because we're struggling for songs, or any comments on what we say would be good. So should we get going, Adam?
Yes.
Yes.
What are we going to start with?
We start with A to Z of animals. Do you want to start with yours first? Hang on, some people have guessed.
Guess.
All very southern hemisphere. You're correct, Pierre. They are all very southern hemisphere. Four guesses. So he's gone for kiwi for Arthur/Adam, obviously, and koala for me. Dear. Right. Go on then, Adam. What animal are you doing?
Okay, I am doing the kingfisher.
We need to do an honourable mention for the Komodo dragon.
Yeah, that's like a shout out to Nick.
Because
really.
our Nick, who presented a couple of weeks ago, is a massive fan of the Komodo dragon, which are huge, apparently 7 feet long, ridiculously powerful dragons.
They're cool.
They are very cool and very strong. So if you want to
research a Komodo dragon, that's
worth doing. Yeah, you can do that. So Adam, tell us some stuff about the
kingfisher.
Yes.
Okay. Apparently, there are nearly 100 different species of the kingfisher found around the world.
Right. This often comes up on the Nature Hour. There's 100 species. Oh dear. But they're unnecessarily divided.
Yeah.
So
you could group them quite easily.
Yeah. So
this is scientists.
Yeah.
Like everything.
Why not?
To be
they need to have 1,000 different groups for an ant.
I'm pretty sure my facts are all about the European kingfisher, which is the one you know and love. Hopefully,
we're all big fans of the European one.
It's a good bird. Apparently, the adult kingfisher grows to a length of 4 to 18 inches, which is 10 to 45 centimeters for those of you working in metric. It's not.
Go on. What? Keep talking into the microphone, otherwise you disappear.
This I like this. On each foot, it's got 2 toes that are partially webbed, kind of like a
webbed
toe.
Can they swim?
Like a duck? No, but they do dive into the water.
Like the video.
Like everyone. If you think of a kingfish, you think of him just going.
I don't actually have an image of a kingfish in my head.
They're like little and like bluey or red, depending on what they are.
But I mean, like, are they? How big were they?
10 to 45 centimeters.
Oh goodness,
so, yeah,
quite broad.
Think of it in rulers.
I am thinking of it.
Like 10's going to be like a little.
That's going to be a baby kingfisher.
45's going to be like a kingfisher.
That's quite a big one. And then
that is quite big.
All right, okay.
Fine. And apparently, if we're talking about what they eat, where's my fact? Okay, so they have to they have to be near a clear, shallow pool of water. They can't have running water because there's not enough fish in them. fish in it for them to eat.
What, if it can't be running water, do you say?
Because there aren't enough fish in running water.
Well, how come?
Because fish don't live in running water, fish live in still
pools.
That's
true, they carry on moving unless they're salmon.
So, they find like a little perch by the edge of the water, and then they scope out their fish like some kind of freaky
like Gollum
nature sniper.
Like a nature sniper. That's quite nice, okay.
Yeah. And so then when they have to assess the depth of the fish, so they know how far to dive, and they jump off the perch, and when they go into the water, their beak is open and their eyes are closed by the third eyelid. Now, I can't find anything more about kingfishers having 3 eyelids.
Sometimes you'll find, if that's from some crazy article, that they'll throw a fact in that is completely unverifiable.
I searched it, and there's like one thing on Scottish TV of a video of a kingfisher shutting its... But I didn't watch it because I didn't have time. And
Third eyelid? What, does it go sideways?
I assume so. And so basically, when the kingfisher catches the fish, it's basically blindfolded.
Did you say it shuts all its eyes and keeps its mouth open?
It shuts its third eyes and keeps its mouth open. So yeah,
mine
exactly. And then once it's got the fish, they prefer fish about 2.3 centimeters long. So that's quite a little fish, but they can eat fish up to 8 centimeters long. Now, if you think of that,
the baby one,
that's like a fifth of the size of a big kingfisher-ish. That's like you eating a little dog.
That's me eating a fifth of the size of 6 foot. Is what?
Like 1 and a bit feet?
Just go down in one.
Yeah.
Wow,
what they do,
impressive.
they go back onto the perch and then they smack the fish against the perch until it dies, which is lovely. Because apparently, like sticklebacks, they have like spiny edges.
Oh, that's true.
And so they have to beat the fish until the fish is dead. And then they swallow it head first.
That doesn't seem like the most intelligently evolved way of killing of hunting.
It is.
I'm just going to get it and whack it.
Yeah. What's wrong with that? That's nature at its finest.
Yeah, well, clearly.
And what else is it? Oh, yeah. Each day, a kingfisher has to eat its own body weight in fish.
Really?
That's cool.
His own body weight?
Yeah.
That's quite a lot of fish.
And they weigh, there we go, they weigh up to 500 grams, which isn't massive, but...
Half a kilo of fish a day is quite a lot of fish.
I assume that's like one registered 500 gram kingfisher. They probably actually weigh like 300.
Yeah.
But still, and apparently...
not a very balanced diet.
Not mostly fish. And occasionally... What else? Occasionally aquatic insects, freshwater shrimps, and tadpoles, etc.
Etc. Well,
tadpoles. Get some tadpoles. That doesn't sound like a good meal.
Yeah, that'll fill you up, won't it?
It's like semolina.
It's like what?
Semolina.
What's that?
It's kind of like porridge, but not, I think.
Oh, maybe I've heard of this.
You probably have.
I don't think I've eaten it, though. Is it like gruel?
Yeah, let's just say yeah.
Gruel. Fine.
And apparently, here's another apparently fact. I say apparently a lot because I don't really trust the internet.
No, you don't. You have to put a lot of disclaimers into everything you read.
It's not fact. Well, it's possible for a family of 6 kingfishers to eat up to 100 fish a day.
6 kingfishers?
Yeah. A family of 6.
15.
Mummy kingfisher, daddy kingfisher, kid kingfishers, uncle kingfisher.
Nuclear family, 2 parents and a couple of children.
4 kids. That's not a nuclear family.
Eating 16 fish a day.
Eating 100...
16 fish each.
Ish.
Yeah.
16 fish each.
That's ridiculous.
That's awesome.
Like, surely one family of kingfishers is just wiping out a whole lake's full of fish there.
Not really, because they tend to eat little fish.
Yeah, with all the little fish being wiped out.
Man.
100 in one day.
100 in one day is a lot, but like...
I suppose they've got one pool each, haven't they, really?
They've got a pool each.
Like a family of kingfishers.
You can't have each family?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you can't have more than one family, I imagine.
Because if they're just like 30 perches around one little pond, and you just see like 6 kingfishers on each one going, lads.
I'm in trouble. They're all very hungry. Yeah, that would be scary for the fish.
There's some other good stuff. Oh, would you like to know about kingfishers and their nesting habits?
Oh, I would.
Let's learn about kingfishers.
Is it interesting?
It's not incredible, but it's a fact.
All right, keep going.
So they build a nest like on the side of a riverbank about a metre above the waterline, and that keeps them safe from what predator?
Crocodile.
In Europe.
All right, hang on. This is quite a good fact. Is it a mammal?
Yeah. Just freezing over my animals. Near the water.
Dog? I'm out. I've got
Wild
no
dog.
Yeah.
No, it's the weasel.
Weasels, I bet they
Weasels
love
are
a bit of
predators to
kingfisher.
kingfisher. No, kingfisher. Careful. What else? Oh yeah, and the male kingfisher has to try and attract a female to his nest.
Oh, this is always fun.
Yeah.
Have they got crazy mating techniques?
Kind of.
Wonderful.
So his courtship, as this article has so declared, doesn't end when the female has entered his nest. And he has to try and win her approval by bringing her food, which basically means he just gets to sit there and go, "Bring me food."
I'm hungry. I want a steak.
Oh, this is the thing that I
fish.
quite like, and I really hope is true. And he does this by crouching in front of her with his wings down by his side and stretching forward with his offering. So basically, this is a bowing kingfisher.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Please
have my food.
Yeah, we found on the Nature Trail there's been a lot of very interesting mating techniques. The hummingbird flies as fast as it can.
What, just to show off?
Yeah, past a woman, just as a female hummingbird just goes
past a woman.
Past a woman, yeah.
Right, I've got a not nature story, but kind of related to that,
right.
Which is about my granddad, who apparently, to try and impress my nan shortly after they met, he decided he would borrow his friend's motorbike and then drive on the motorbike because he'd seem manly and amazing. However, he forgot to get his friend to teach him how to stop. So he had to drive.
It's still going.
He had to drive around in circles until the petrol ran out.
Really?
Yep.
That's pretty good.
That's a great.
I mean,
story.
humans are animals as well, so that's completely
that's fine.
legitimate.
That's allowed.
That's a mating technique that anyone at home can use. Get a motorbike and just keep driving it until it runs out of energy. Why did he stop accelerating?
I don't know.
Didn't know how to.
I don't know the full story. This is all I've ever heard. But no, if you need a motorbike, sounds like quite a good name for a mating motorbike.
Yeah.
If you need a motorbike, the regular presenter of the Nature Hour, Arthur, happens to have a motorbike.
Yeah, so come around our house and steal his motorbike and drive it till the petrol runs out.
No. If you're listening to the Nature Hour right now, I think we can safely say you could try and get Arthur to lend you his motorbike. You might not be successful.
You could, if you promise to listen for every show we ever do, Arthur will almost definitely give you his bike.
For like 10 minutes.
Yeah, he'll let you look at it. All right,
Kickstand down.
I think, have you covered everything you need to cover?
I'm having a look if there's... oh, yeah. A lifespan of a kingfisher is about 2 years, which is quite short.
That's quite long, actually, I'd say. But right.
Really?
Yeah, for a kingfisher, it's not that big. Maybe yay big.
Yeah, but I don't know, it's quite short. And apparently a lot of the young don't learn how to fish before they're driven out of their parents' territory.
Really?
Yeah.
Driven out,
so
beaten away.
It's believed that only half of the fledglings survive more than a week or two, which is kind of a shame.
That's ridiculous.
And only a quarter survive to breed the following year. But that's enough to keep the population of kingfishers level.
They must have a lot of children.
Apparently only a quarter of adult birds survive from one breeding season to the next. And the oldest kingfisher on record was only 7.5 years old.
The oldest kingfisher was only 7. That's the oldest ever one. 7 years old.
7.5.
Still, that's
7.5. Come on, we're being like 12-year-olds here. 12 years, 3 months, 2 days.
This is true. Okay, right, Adam, you've done a very successful pitch for the kingfisher. Oh, we said the kookaburra.
It's a good animal.
It's a good animal. Pierre absolutely nailed it. It's like he knows me. Someone emailed in saying what animals we would do, and I am doing the koala. Now, the first point to make about the koala, Adam, is would you call it a koala bear?
I might, yeah.
Oh, well, you'd be very, very wrong.
Really?
Too. It's not a bear.
What is it?
It's a marsupial. It's carried... No, it is. I promise. It's carried around in a pouch.
It's got a pouch?
Yeah.
Does it have a little baby in it?
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, you didn't know that, did you?
I didn't know that. That's
yeah,
good.
Wow. Yeah, they're not bears, which is a real shame. Actually, somewhere I've got where it came from. Like it's
where like the myth of
the
it
name
being a
came
koala
from.
bear.
Yeah, someone found one.
There we
go. John Price was the first European who described koalas in 1798. The koala was given its scientific name. Oh, I can't. It's a Latin
Koalas
name.
bearus.
Koalas bearus, which means ash grey pouched bear.
Ash grey pouched bear.
Yeah, ash grey pouched bear.
So basically, it's because of a lazy Englishman who didn't know what a marsupial was.
A lazy European who didn't want to.
European apologies.
Yeah, easy. Don't lump us all in one. Next thing. You remember the Ricky Gervais sketch in Animals? Have you seen it? The stand-up show?
No, I'm not a massive Gervais fan.
Okay,
I'll be honest.
that's we'll skip over that.
We'll
but he does a sketch about the only thing that can use a human's fingerprints are those of a koala. Koalas have it's very difficult to distinguish between koala fingerprints and human fingerprints.
Really? So like all those crimes that you're on trial for, that was really
It was my
koala.
koalas. It was my pack of koalas. That did
Your
it.
pack? How many have you got?
Enough to commit a crime.
Enough, I like that.
Yeah, I can't tell you. Another fact about the koala is about their brain.
Oh.
Apparently, in the original, the ancestors of the modern koala, their brain filled the whole cranial
The
cavity.
whole head.
No, somehow, for some reason, it's shrunk. Their brain size has shrunk. It's 0.2% size of its body.
What?
Yeah, their brain is 0.2 size,
So-
0.2% of its body.
That is.
Okay, we've got some more. 40% of its cranial cavity. So
Sorry.
40
1/500th of its body.
body is its brain.
That's sad.
40% of its head is filled with fluid.
Ooh, that's
Only fluid, so I don't know, maybe 50% is its head, is its brain.
They've got quite little heads.
Well, exactly. Think how small I'll tell you how small their brains are.
Oh.
Apparently their two brains have been described as
whoa. 2 brains.
You know, like two halves, sorry.
Oh, okay, that's
The
fine.
two halves are described as like a pair of shriveled walnut halves.
Oh, that's sad.
That's like that big. If you can't see but at home, I'll do it with a webcam, but if you make like eyes with your index finger and your thumb, that's roughly how big, maybe a bit smaller. That's how big
like
your...
2 tuppenny pieces.
No one knows how big a tuppenny piece is.
2
but
pence. Not
two-
tuppenny, 2 pence.
Thank you.
2p
Yeah.
pieces.
The brain is the size of two-piece pieces put together, like a 50p.
Well, in 3D, I hope.
Yeah,
I hope they don't just
okay.
have like a flat.
No, it's flat.
Excellent.
The koala diet is an interesting one. The koala lives entirely on eucalypt leaves. Okay.
Cool.
This is likely to be an evolutionary adaptation that takes advantage of an otherwise unfilled ecological niche. Now, there's a reason why it's an unfilled ecological niche. Because it's got no protein, and it's full of toxins. There's a reason.
So they live on top. Do you think this might be why they've got tiny brains?
Yeah,
Because
that's what they
live
reckon.
on top.
Well done, Adam.
Thank you.
They suspect it's an adaptation to a diet low in energy, so their brain couldn't support
is
their own
that why
brain
they always
size.
look like a little bit dopey?
Well, that's because they are asleep for 18 hours a day,
Wow, that's a good fact.
and of the 6 hours that they're awake.
Come on.
Blimey. They spend 3 hours eating.
So they only spend 3 hours doing anything that isn't sleeping. That's the dream.
3 hours doing.
That is the dream.
But then, if you think about it, it's a koala. It's not a human. It doesn't go to the shops.
Just go
What is it doing in the 3 hours that it's not eating or sleeping? Mating.
Going corner shop, getting a cornetto.
Going to get. But I needed some milk for the morning.
I
I don't know what they do.
They might just explore. They might be a
They
very.
don't explore.
Really?
They sit on their tree
They
and
sit
they
on their
wait for
tree.
the next day to come round where they can eat more eucalyptus leaves.
Yeah, but hold on. Like, let's say their eucalyptus leaves are like 20 minutes away from their base.
They're not though. They live in a eucalyptus tree.
Oh, really?
Mm.
But what happens if they eat all the trees?
It's like they live in the fridge. They can't eat all of the tree
Oh.
because the trees are massive. I assume. I'll tell you. The 3 of their 5. Someone's done the wrong maths here. 3 of their 5 active hours eating.
They're worse than you.
Yeah, they eat 500 grams of eucalypt leaves a day, chewing them with their powerful jaws, unnecessarily powerful jaws. Then, if
Yeah,
they're only
pretty
eating
much.
eucalypts into a paste before swallowing.
See, but now, just to backtrack a little bit, we had a kingfisher can eat up to 500 grams, and they're a lot smaller than a koala. That's a good dieting from our koala marsupial.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. I was reading an email.
Excellent.
You were comparing the amount that a kingfisher eats to a koala.
Yeah. What we've been told is the maximum a kingfisher can eat with what an average koala eats.
Yeah, but leaves are less sort of.
Yeah, that would be a lot of leaf to get
Yeah.
500. Wow, 500 grams of leaves.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
they
why it
don't-
takes 3 hours.
To just chow down through 5. And you've got to chew it all down to a paste. I doubt they
Paste.
ever have indigestion.
Do they like have it on toast?
Probably not.
Just spread the
They
paste.
only like-
Is
they
it like
only like-
pate?
They only like paste. Leaf paste. There's quite a good thing about koalas, and that is the politics of the koala in
Excellent.
Australia. Apparently, handling koalas may cause them stress, and stressing out koalas again is another massive issue.
Very
Like
funny
you should
thing.
never do it. And the issue of aggression and stress from handling is a political issue in Australia.
What?
Australia has, so barring occasional catastrophic natural events,
There's so little going on.
There's no-
Cricket and koalas.
yeah, you're going to make an issue out of how stressed a koala gets when you handle them. I mean, it's madness.
Madness.
Yeah, it
This
It's Australia.
Australia.
Yeah. Sorry about the flooding.
Okay.
Go on, Adam, you keep talking.
Keep talking about koalas. No, I like koalas. Don't
Apparently, I've got some news for you. They're very similar to panda bears.
Oh, sick.
Eating lots and lots of leaves
As-
and sleep a lot. This is true.
Has Pierre told us this?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, good man, Pierre. Well, but pandas don't eat leaves. They eat bamboo.
Yeah, but they eat loads of it and sleep lots of the time.
Yeah, that's true. It's because they're cool.
And they do nothing but eat. Adam's a massive fan of the panda bear.
Damn right.
And is upset that he cannot be on the show on the P week.
I will.
Will you?
Oh,
It'll probably be
yes.
next year.
Well, no,
Actually.
next term or next year?
I don't know yet. Yeah, so it's a big political issue in Australia, and they can't legally be kept as a pet or anywhere else in Australia or anywhere else.
I was wondering.
What would you do with it?
Yeah, you just go
Feed it and it'd
it's
sleep
some
then.
leaves. No, how much leaf shopping would you have to do? Where can you buy
You'd have to grow your own
leaves?
eucalyptus tree, wouldn't you? Really?
Yeah, maybe. They're quite big though. Don't they have very sharp claws as well?
They have very similar hands to us. They have opposable thumbs,
Oh, that's cool.
similar to us.
So they could paint.
And they have a gripping claw where some combination of their fingers are stuck together so they can. Grip
So
stuff.
it's like a claw a little bit.
Yeah, or maybe just got small webbed
You
fingers.
just said it was a claw. I don't know why I just said
Yeah, it's like a. I said it. I said that.
Anyway.
Apparently, they sent them these koalas. They have overrun smaller islands or isolated regions where they've been introduced. Unfortunately, they sent them to a place called Kangaroo Island, which I imagine was full of kangaroos before the koalas turned
Isn't
up.
that just like Australia Island?
Probably.
That's just stereotypical Australia.
But there's a small island off South Australia called Kangaroo Island, where they've gone. We'll put some like they always do in Australia.
We haven't done kangaroo.
Yeah, because kangaroos are actually quite interesting. Kangaroos are insane.
Anyway,
And-
we're not. We might touch on it later.
Okay.
Koalas, continue.
Oh, blimey, we're talking for a very long time. This is wonderful.
This is unprecedented.
It is. They sent them to Kangaroo Island some 90 years ago, and they've just taken over.
Yeah.
They can't migrate anywhere because they can't swim, and they can't, and they're unsustainable because they're eating everything. The manna gum tree has been stripped bare by the koala.
Have they thought of just getting like a massive box and putting like 50 koalas in it and then just taking it somewhere else?
They've tried. This is when it gets political again. They've offered to cull it, and apparently, if you cull a koala, it impacts on your tourism and your government's electability.
What?
It's that big an issue. If they've sent a koala to this island where they've taken over and ruined the habitat there,
Yeah.
and if you say, well, we're going to kill them all now, people go, whoa,
Don't
whoa,
kill
not
the
the koala.
koalas.
What are you doing that for?
That's kind of sad.
It is. We shouldn't have put them there in the first place, but it's so bad that they
Shouldn't have done in the first
oh,
place.
well, who's laughing?
Should
They
have thought
said
ahead.
in place for culls, sterilisation or relocation programs have had only limited success. To me, sterilisation is pretty much the same as a cull.
Well, yeah, but they're going to carry on living for however long a koala's lifespan is.
Yeah, but
How
they're
long-
not aware of this.
How long is a koala's lifespan?
I don't know. There's a fact somewhere, but I don't think I kept it because I didn't think it was people really cared.
Oh.
They can live as long as 17 years.
So yeah, so they go, all right, 2002, we're going to implement our sterilisation project. You've still got an absolute ton of koalas just going...
wreaking havoc like the cane toad.
But then they've got 3 hours. They can't mate in those 3 hours when they're awake.
No, well, I suppose that's what they have to.
And so then they're just going to go, all right, we're bored, let's eat some more trees.
Yeah, that's true. Well, God, you've given me no option. I'm just going to have to wreck this place even more now. I'm sorry.
They're just like a drunk who's got refused service.
Talking of drunks, this is
Yes.
very good, Adam. Well done. There's a myth that koalas sleep a lot because they get drunk on gum leaves.
I liked that myth.
But then the person writing this has written, fortunately, this is not correct. Unfortunately, this is not correct. I want them to be drunk.
Yeah.
I want them to get wasted on gum leaves.
That would be cool. But
apparently they spend most of their time sleeping because it requires a lot of energy to digest their toxic, fibrous, low nutrition diet, and sleeping is the best way to conserve energy. That's not how you should live your life.
I'm thinking the guy who's written this article really doesn't like the eucalyptus tree.
The people who write... There are some very fanatical koala fans on the internet.
Really?
Massive koala fans, yeah. And they're all like websites called I Love Koalas and things like that.
.com.co.uk.
Yeah. Finally, I'll just do one fact and then we'll play a song. How big do you think they get? I can't. Maybe a foot and a half. They are when they're born.
Yeah.
Okay. No, when they
yeah.
When they're old.
Maybe 2.
How big would you say they were when they were born?
Like an inch.
An inch? They're 2 centimeters long.
What? That's almost an inch.
That's that big. If you just do 2 centimeters on your fingers, you'll
2 pence piece.
It's slightly smaller than a 2 pence piece.
That's
20p. That's tiny. They are blind, furless, without any ears.
That's
mad.
That is quite mad. How long does it take them to reach full size? Do we know? Do we know? Do they just? It
stays in its mother's pouch for 6 to 7 months.
Oh yeah. I suppose if they're born that tiny but then stay in the pouch, they're probably like a little.
They're technically not born then, really, are they? If they're in the pouch,
probably like a little ball sized by the time they come out of the pouch.
Just roll out.
Yeah.
Probably. Finally, actually, I've got one more thing about... I don't really understand this. I don't know if it's the same understanding of the word that we will have when I say chlamydia is an organism which lives in the body tissues of most healthy koalas. So all koalas have chlamydia is the first point.
They should go down to SUHQ and get a chlamydia test.
Get one of those small see-through pots. In
we
normal populations,
koalas.
we believe that chlamydia may act as an may act as an inbuilt control mechanism to limit the population so that trees are not over-browsed. Oh, that's cool. What a koala eating a tree is called browsing it.
Does it eat with its eyebrows? Just rubs its face on the tree
till it falls off. A chlamydia can make koalas sick, but only when they get stressed. How do you know that a koala gets stressed? No other animal has...
Because you handle it badly and cause aggression to the koala.
But no other animal has, like, you worry about its stress as much as the koala.
Yeah, it's because it's kind of symbolic of Australia. If you think Australia, you think kangaroo, koala, nothingness.
Unbelievable, natural... Great Barrier Reef and Ez Rock and huge beaches. And then desert wilderness.
Yeah, exactly.
And a koala sleeping.
Just in the middle of the
desert.
desert.
That's all they've got going for them. Shall we? I think we can wrap it up. I don't think I've got much more on a fact that the koala's fur is thick and soft and pleasant to touch is not really a fact that we want to read.
That's kind of expected, I think.
Yeah, precisely. So we'll play a song. What song is it, Adam?
Is it?
It's the top one.
It is Rhythm is a Dancer.
Yeah,
Great
Adam's
song.
requested Rhythm is a Dancer. So when we come back, Adam and I will have an article each that we'll tell you about. So enjoy the song.
Email your requests. studio@radio.warwick.ac.uk.
I love Raw.
Welcome back to the Nature Hour. What are you giggling at, Adam?
that slightly creepy little intro bit of I love Raw.
Yeah, sometimes the jingles are a little bit
weird.
Yeah. Perhaps you could say that. Welcome back to the Nature Hour on 12:51 AM, Raw or
raw.warwick.ac.uk.
Thank you, Adam. I can never remember the website. Thank you for listening. This is the Nature Hour, I've already said. If you like anything you hear, either go onto the Facebook page, The Nature Hour, and add or like or comment.
Like the page.
Yeah, like the page, ideally. Or on the website, radio.warwick.ac.uk. Got it that time. Go on the Contact the Studio button and get in touch with us. Commenting on anything you like or anything we've mentioned. It's time for some nature articles. Do you want to go first, Adam, or shall I?
I think you should go first.
I should go first this time. Okay. I've got rid of the headline for my article because it was I don't know why, but it's a very funny headline. Something to do with flies inflate their heads to bash through walls.
Yes, I like that.
Have you seen this article?
I haven't seen this, but I
Okay.
like that as a headline.
Exactly. I mean, that's an eye catcher. That's what you want from your article. It's a strange article. The introduction to it is you've walled up in the dark and all your food is gone. You have to escape, but to get out you have to smash your way through a stone wall with your head without even knowing if you're going in the right direction. This is exactly what the Cacoxenus indigator fly does.
Or Fiona's mum in Shrek 3.
Why?
3? Do you not remember that?
I haven't seen Shrek 3.
Oh. Doesn't matter. At one point, she bashes through a snowball with her head.
Oh, right.
Doesn't matter. I hope Pierre and
Shelley,
And
my
Shelley.
mother. I know. I have all the listeners, not just the people who email in, Adam. Come on.
okay,
Hope someone else gets that reference, so
Yeah.
it's not just Adam on his own.
it's fine.
Okay, the story begins in spring when the female red mason bee are building their nest. So they have to build a nest, and they find tubes in, I don't know what, from
What, like-
wood-boring beetles or something in a tree.
Yeah.
And they drop some food in there, pollen and nectar, and then drop an egg in it, and then for some unknown reason seal it up.
Well, no, I assume it's so other things can't get in and they go, ooh, there's a tasty egg.
Yeah, that's true. All right, fair point, well made. Now, okay, I think the Cacoxenus indicator fly hijacks this. So when this original fly, the red mason bee, will do this,
Yep.
and the Cacoxenus indicator fly will
Nice.
hijack it and throw 8 eggs in this one single tube that used to be one,
It just
while
goes,
it's being stopped. When the fly,
stuff your egg. We're chucking more eggs in. We're putting all our eggs in this one quite small, long basket.
yeah, yeah, they eat all the food because they emerge earlier than the bee.
Yeah.
So the bee dies naturally.
That's a shame.
Yeah, it's a shame. And then they've eaten all the food, and then they emerge, sort of like, all right,
Hungry.
how do I get out? So they go into their cocoon, come out the next spring, and then they run into what is literally a brick wall
Where the bees have sealed it.
where they've been sealed in for the bee. I don't know how they expected the bee to get out. Same method?
Sting its way
Yeah,
out.
sting its way out.
But then it die.
I don't know if that's true.
Well, no, because they have a barbed stinger. So it's like if you think of a fishing lure,
Yeah.
where it's got like a little
Mm.
barb on it. So once they dig into something, a bee, as it then tries to fly away, rips its insides out.
Is that what happens?
I believe so.
Wouldn't that happen if they did it inside this?
I don't know. I haven't really thought this one through.
So it's
but
my article, I
it's a
should
nice
know.
bee fact to just.
Is that, I didn't know that's what happened.
Apparently, this is what I've always
Oh, no,
believed.
never say apparently.
I'm
Always say
sorry.
with the
I
utmost
always
confidence.
say apparently. I'm nature our listeners. I'm pretty sure most of what I
Yeah.
said is factual.
That's what we need. We don't need absolute facts either. Hang on. Right, so who am I saying hang on to? The person who emailed in. Anyway, the insect is then stuck inside this small tube.
The eight insects.
Oh, I don't know. I think only one survives.
Oh, okay, so does that
As
one
always.
just eat all the rest? Out of
It
boredom?
doesn't say. Or maybe they as a group run into this brick wall.
Yeah.
So they're all about 3 millimeters long. These small Cacoxenus
tiny.
indicator, 3 millimeters, and the wall is 6 millimeters. So that's double their body size.
What in depth of wall?
Yeah, in
Yeah.
depth of mud. So it's equivalent of me having to bash through a 12-meter wall with my head, roughly.
I like
12
that.
foot, sorry, 12-foot wall. I like that. So apparently the only way, according to Erhard Strom of the University of Regensburg,
Nice.
Is
Is
to
that a real university?
I hope so, is to meticulously headbutt its way out.
I suppose they don't really have any tools to like
That's
hammer
true.
the wall.
They do that thing like in Kill Bill, where you put your hand against it and then punch. I don't know if they've got that sort of...
I would like if the bee,
Fist
if
strength.
the flies were in little Uma Thurman
Yeah.
tribute yellow jumpsuits.
Yeah.
That would be quite an excellent 3 millimeter jumpsuit.
Some of the flies you found have it easy. At least one bee in the nest usually survives to adulthood. So the bees that they've hijacked, and then they break out using their powerful mandibles.
Ooh.
So they go sideways for some
and
reason.
then just like go and just claw it all in.
No, I mean, like, you've got a bunch of things like those cells,
Yeah.
the tubes lined up, and they'll go through them sideways rather than going out the
Ah.
end of the wall, and leave a big tube for all of the different things to go out of.
Oh, so then they all work as a team and
No,
Oh,
no, because I'm not explaining this very well.
oh, I'm
So
just thick.
You've got 5 tubes lined up next to each other.
Yeah.
Normally you go up the top,
Yeah.
where the mud is.
Yeah.
But the bees instead go sideways through the wall, the side wall of their tube,
Yeah, into the
and
next
to the next tube,
but
and
then
all the way through
when you
to
reach
the
the end
outside.
tube, isn't there like a larger amount of wood than there would
Yeah,
be
probably,
brick at
but
the
it
top?
seems like they just get
But
out.
they're bees, they're cool. Okay,
Yeah, they
that's fine.
figure a way out. And then these, I'm going to start calling them Cacoxenus flies, just go out through the hole the bees made. But if they don't, they have to find a new way of doing it. which is to firstly pick the correct direction. They somehow know that according to the clues left behind by the mother bee, they can tell. Which is very
Obviously.
clever. And I've got to hurry this up because we're running very behind schedule. And then instead, if they can't do that, once they found it, they put their head into a small crevice and then inflate it. They fill their head full of blood so little bits break off, and then repeat it until they can get out.
So they just wedge their head into it,
Into a gap.
put a thumb in the mouth,
Yeah.
and blow.
Yeah. But apparently it's
Excellent.
very, very effective.
It's quite
98
clever.
98 flies observed, not a single one failed to escape.
That's
Quite remarkable.
yeah, that's very good.
I think we all should take a
Take a
hint
leaf out
from
of
that.
the flies' heads.
Just pour blood into your own head.
Yep.
Go on then, Adam.
Shall I blitz my article?
No.
Okay. This is a New Scientist article, in case you want to find it
So
for
is
yourself.
mine.
Obviously. The headline is "Sterile Giant Tortoises Used as Galapagos Lawnmowers," which is quite an exciting headline.
Isn't it?
And
We mentioned it last week on the show. if you
yeah,
remember.
I found out after I found the article that Arthur apparently referenced the name of a tortoise called Lonesome George.
Maybe.
Apparently.
I don't remember him
But
saying
that apparently has nothing to do with this article I'm reading now.
That's good.
So what these conservationists have got 39 sterile tortoises. Bit of a difficult job to get 39 tortoises.
There's only about 39 left, aren't
And so they let free these 39 tortoises on an island called Pinta. Well, it's actually called Pinta Island. There we go.
Yeah, well done.
Obviously. And so basically there used to be invasive goats on the island, but they were eradicated in 2003. So there was no more goats. So then all the vegetation just grew everywhere.
Yeah.
So it got kind of overrun with plants like Kangaroo Island and the koalas, but
Yeah.
less cute. And so they bought on these tortoises, basically hoping that they will just eat
everything.
loads. The hope is that the tortoises will make clearings where other plants can thrive. But surely the tortoises will just
Eat the
those
new plants.
But there's quite a sad bit on the article about how they describe how they sterilise the
Well,
tortoises.
we can pass on that. We all know
Yeah,
the concept of
I don't want to
sterilisation.
do that because that's not very nice. But yeah, that's my article. Is that they've just gone. We've got too many plants. Giant tortoise. Go for it.
Go, deal with it. You should get some sheep. They absolutely love grass.
Yeah, but I don't think it's grass. I think it's.
It's all vegetation
Yeah.
of a wide. I thought it was on Galapagos. Oh, was it tortoises from the Galapagos Islands onto Pinta Island?
No. It is. I don't know where the tortoises are from.
I thought it was a Galapagos tortoise.
No. Galapagos lawnmowers. They're mowing the.
Yeah, but why are they called Galapagos?
because it's a Galapagos island.
What, the Pinta Islands is a Galapagos?
Yes.
Oh, that's all I wanted.
Sorry.
Okay, that's all right. So, I feel like... What are you doing?
I burped slightly. Thanks for that.
Sorry, Adam.
Just thought I would.
You could have just lied.
No, I'm honesty.
Yeah. Well, I quite like that article. It seems like they've actually sort of thought it through for once, rather than getting the cane toads in Australia to eat the cane beetles.
But then surely there reaches a point where all the vegetation is done, everything's fine.
all
and
the
they've got
turtles are dead.
39 loose tortoises who may have
Are they turtles or tortoises?
tortoises.
Tortoises.
Turtles are in the water. Tortoises are on land.
Oh, nice. Didn't know that.
Oh, there you go.
Nice
But yeah,
distinction.
that's about it. I think.
But yeah, you are right. They're gonna either eat everything, and
Yeah.
B, once they've gone, they're gonna put more goats there.
Well, no. I think the goats died out.
Yeah, but then what's the plan? It's just gonna keep. This is gonna keep happening forever.
Yeah, they're just going to have like cycles of tortoises.
Every now and
Though
again.
I suppose tortoises do have quite a long lifespan.
That's true.
Also, can I throw in another fact? Are we going to a song?
Yeah.
I will
Please go
throw
for
in
it.
a fact, which I read in a magazine that I haven't had time to check the source of. However, it is estimated that around the world, the number of birds killed in a year by window panes is 1 billion.
Really?
Yeah.
1 billion birds.
A billion birds
window-
are killed by window panes.
That's mad.
I'm pointing at what where I've got it written down.
Handwritten
It's
facts,
just
which makes it look
written by
illegitimate.
me.
That's quite a lot. Oh, but then there are quite a lot of birds.
Yeah.
But I've never ever seen a bird be killed by window pane.
Yeah. How many birds have you seen fly into a window?
None.
Yeah,
Once.
exactly.
Just remembered in my house.
Did it die?
No. I think it flew off.
Oh. Well,
Bizarrely.
maybe it
It
just
wasn't
didn't
going
want to
very
die
fast.
around you. Were you quite young?
Yeah.
It was a considerate bird.
Or I dreamt it, which is always possible with every story from when you're young.
Yeah.
That probably didn't happen. That probably never happened. My whole childhood just goes in a haze of poor memory. All right, we'll play a song, and then when we come back, we will talk about our videos and pictures that are on the Facebook page.
You've already
and
articulate.
And we'll play Articulate indeed. Okay, this is Adele, Rolling in the Deep.
Go to radio.warwick.ac.uk/listen.
This is Raw.
Welcome back to Nature Hour for the last 10 minutes of our show. I'm not going to say all the usual thing about the Facebook because you all know this already.
And they've just said about
exactly. They've just gone
radio.warwick.ac.uk.
Thank you.
Stolen your thunder.
They have indeed. So we've only got time for 2 more features, which are annual picture and video of the week, or not even necessarily annual picture and video of the week, which are on the Facebook page, The Nature Hour. Adam, would you like to firstly talk about the picture, the more than one picture we've gone for this week?
Basically, I occasionally read a blog that is called Panda Loves to Party. Now, that title alone should get you fairly excited if you like pandas.
Or slightly embarrassed if you don't like pandas.
Maybe. But it's basically any time like it's a panda birthday in a zoo.
There's so few that you can actually have a website.
Yeah, they basically seem to make them cake or buy them cake. And so there's just pictures of pandas with cake and presents. It's quite good and it makes me smile. And the pictures of the week
it's a whole like portfolio.
Is one website did like a little photo album of a specific panda's birthday. I can't remember that panda's name, but so it's just pictures of a panda with a cake.
And maybe Nikki was the panda's name.
Nikki.
Yeah. Possibly not true, judging by the blank expression you're giving me.
I can't imagine a panda's called Nikki.
Why not?
It's quite a plain name for a panda. You call it like
true.
Zeus.
Xavier.
Yeah.
Why do anytime you try to think of a good name, it's an X or a Z straight away.
Rare.
Exactly. So yeah, it's just a series of pictures of this panda on its birthday.
Looking sometimes happy, sometimes a bit confused about why it's got a huge
Sometimes
present.
very weird as well.
Some overexposed shots.
A little bit.
Shall we say?
And
have you got anything more to say on this?
No,
one?
that's it. Are you going to say about the video?
The video is quite difficult for us to talk about. Funny is the panda's name according to Facebook. Thank you, Pierre.
Nice.
I find that it's quite difficult to talk about this video because its brilliance is in you not knowing what's going to happen. So if you haven't been on the Facebook page yet, don't try. I know it's difficult, but try and not read the title of the video because it gives it away. But about halfway through, there's a fox stalking for mice. I think mouse. Is it mice underground?
Mice, yeah.
Mice underground in Yellowstone Park, which I think is a big reserve in America.
No.
Is it snow?
It's in snow.
I couldn't tell it was snow, but alright, yeah,
I
it's
think
snow.
so.
And then about halfway through, the fox does something amazingly brilliant. But I can't really tell you anymore because it will give away what happens.
It's
so
funny.
So you'll have to go and watch it because it is very, very funny and very, very impressive, I say. An interesting hunting
it's
technique.
Definitely impressive. I think it's a good video.
It is. Okay, right. So those are the 2 pictures and videos. Shall we play Articulate, Adam?
Yes, I apologise in advance, listeners, if I'm awful
That's
at
okay.
this.
I think the record is 8. I think we've got 8 for me. Arthur's got 7 and Nick got 6. But there is a dispute going on about whether the skill is in the clues or the answering.
Oh, it's both.
It's both. Of course it's both. Thanks for copping out. If you move around there more, then I can
Okay,
look at you whilst I'm doing
I'm
it.
hiding away.
So Adam has 1 minute to guess as many of the clues that I give him from the Articulate cards, which have nature things written on them, and I have to get him to guess what they are. And then someone's come into our studio. Adele, what would you like?
So we're gonna
about the number of what?
In a minute, we're gonna play Articulate. Sorry, there's been a little distraction. We're gonna play Articulate. There are some nature things on the cards, and Luke's not allowed to say what it is, and I've got to guess it in case you don't know. Articulate. It's quite fun.
All right then. So we will start in 5 seconds. No, we'll start in 10 seconds at quarter past on the clock. Okay. Lord, blimey! I've just seen what the first one is. It's hard. Right.
Oh, great.
2 seconds. 1 second. And we're going. Massive dinosaur that flew.
Pterodactyl.
Yes. A snake that's got the wings around its head.
Rattlesnake?
No.
Cobra?
Yeah.
Okay.
That fly. Oh no, I've said it. The plant that eats stuff. No, pass. The massive bird.
Eagle.
It's like a jinx in on ships. It's when no, you don't know. Pass. Oh, pass. Oh my goodness, these are tough. You make clothes out of it.
Hemp?
Standard clothes.
Cotton?
Yes. When you're underneath it, you kiss someone.
A mistletoe.
Yeah. It's a small thing that you pass. I can't. Another snake that eats people whole.
Cobra.
No,
Anaconda.
bigger. Yes. Like a bison or a wildebeest.
Boar.
No, bigger.
I don't know. What buffalo? Buffalo.
Buffalo. Yes, bang. Oh, it's time. Right.
How many are we on?
Quite. I blame myself then, but there were some very difficult
There were some very
ones.
hard ones.
Oyster. I didn't think we'd have time to get.
No,
How would you have done
Oyster?
oyster? Card that gets you around London Underground.
Yeah, maybe.
Cotton we got. Hydrangea. What's that?
I have hydrangea.
Yeah,
I have no idea what that is.
Albatross was the bird that's a jinx on
around
ships.
your neck. Yeah.
Bison, I thought would take too long, and I said fly for Venus flytrap, so I couldn't have that. So we got, I think you probably got 6: cotton, buffalo, anaconda, mistletoe, cobra, pterodactyl. 6 equaled Nicholas Hughes.
That's that. I'm happy with that.
Can take that. Hopefully, when we get the phones up, we can ring you up and you can have another go at being better.
To be honest, that will be while I'm on the bus.
Yeah. No, because it'll be just before your lecture.
Yeah.
Do it in your lecture hall.
Yeah. What? Just go and sit.
Just give someone a phone and go play along. Oh, we can do that.
We could definitely do that.
Wonderful.
If I'm still outside L3, there'll be at least like 20 people there. Okay, I'm happy to do that.
Hydrangea. Thank you, Pio, is a plant.
Oh.
I still don't know the pronunciation of it.
We don't know what kind of plant though. So
No, we
not
don't
really
need
like
to
you could
know
say.
that.
If you say it's a plant,
Yeah,
grass.
a plant, that'll do. Whatever. We know what it is. Right, so we've only got a few minutes left, so thank you very much for listening. We'll be
Cheers.
back. Arthur will be back next week. Sadly, Arthur will not be with us. What letter is it next week? F?
L.
L. We're not on F, Luke. L. We could do a lamb. I don't think we can do lamb.
Stop giving away next week's
No,
show.
these are just ideas. We haven't even thought about it.
A liger. It's
A
not
lion.
Real.
A lion's
Is a
boring.
liger real?
I don't think it's real. It just
Leopard.
exists in
Leopards are good.
leopard.
Lynx.
Yeah, lynx.
Oh.
Lots of cats begin with L.
Yeah. Someone in Africa got quite bored.
Yeah, or really like the letter L. One
Maybe
of
they
the
were
two.
called Lionel.
Maybe they were called Lionel. Indeed. Okay.
Lionel Richie.
Thank you very much for listening. We've got one last song. Adam's requested it to do with the Kingfisher. It's Frank Sinatra. Come Fly With Me.
Yeah.
So hopefully you'll be back next week. And thank you.